Infinite levels of awareness. It's a step-by-step process. And so, again, we talked about intuition and how you can maximize that by separating your emotions from your intuitive abilities. Polarity of thoughts, actions, intentions, and helping others. And we've talked about some of this, but in this case, we're talking about massage work and energy work. Okay? Well, guess what? If you are what you think, and your energy that you're using is based on your consciousness, then you need to pay attention to who's touching you in body work or healing work. I mean, so if you can see clearly where they are, then you can choose to be involved in their activities or not. And I've experienced that. I mean, yeah, I mean, you don't get much use out of, you don't get much good out of a person who's not operating with integrity and polarity, a positive polarity. It just kind of may not do anything. It may do a little something, but it could be much better if you find somebody that has true understanding of polarity and what they're doing. Okay, control and you will be controlled, judge and you will be judged, do unto others. Well, there you go. That's just a blatant statement. Trust and intuition and guidance from higher consciousness. Until you can develop a greater trust in your intuition, trust it for those things that you should not do rather than those things that you should do. Let it help protect you in the initial phases if you haven't got a true handle on whether you're following your intuition or your emotion. You know, like, don't invest in a stock, but maybe decide not to invest in a stock would be a better option if you're following intuition. Okay, and that's until you get it down to where you can, you know, you could use it to invest in a stock. Not that that's the best use for it, but I'm just giving it as an example. You know, should you go somewhere or should you not go somewhere? I know lots of instances where people say, oh, I shouldn't have gone to that party, and I knew it. You know, okay, well, then why did you? Okay? They did because they had fear of being judged by the other people at the party. I'm thinking, well, that's not a rational reason. You really care about that? You know, somebody's, you know, are these really supportive friends that are treating you like this if you decide not to go because it didn't feel right? And so, you know, that to me is called wasted energy. When you do something that really is not in your best interest or the best interest of other people, but you're just doing it because you're afraid of being judged. I mean, that's the worst kind of wasted energy to me. So you got to get over some things, and that is being judged. If it doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Goal is to clear and heal your blockages in order to follow the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance is the key there, and to clear the blockages helps you do that. So if you clear this out, this can become the path of least resistance. A lot of people, this is a path of resistance, but you can master it. And it can feel like the path of least resistance, especially if you're at a high enough level of control by which everybody else is controlling for you. And then this path could feel pretty good. It could feel like the path of least resistance. Because you're not actually doing any of it. You're just telling people what to do, and they're off doing your minion. You know, your minions are doing their bidding for you. All right, dampening factor. What you find, what I found in life is that most people have swings. Right? You got good moments, and you got bad moments, and you got some more good moments and bad moments. And what you're trying to do is dampen that, and that's an engineering term. So you're doing this and assuming that this up here is positive and this down here is negative. Okay, that's what the dampening factor is. Everybody knows their life and other people's lives who have big swings. Okay? What you're going to do in the process of growing in the direction is you're going to reduce the swings. And you're going to try to keep that direction moving in a positive so that you don't have any big swings and you're constantly moving in more positive manifestations. And this happens on every level of society and the planet and businesses. And so it depends how well people are harmonizing. And then on an individual level, this is simply balance. On a corporate level, it's harmonization with everybody in the company. On a global level, it would be every country. Okay, I don't think we're getting anything close to this on a global level, but let's hope that people can do it on a personal level. Pets, this is a good one. Pets are metaphysical antennae and reflect the owner personality and traits. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear this one because they have pets that act psychotic, okay, or are angry, or are whiners. Okay, pets are metaphysical antennae. They pick up the character traits of the owner, so you can tell a lot about somebody by looking at their pets. Okay, if they run around from behind the couch and nip at your heels, that's a person who's fearful. Okay, with a little bit of aggression. Okay, defensive. If you see a dog that is scared, or a cat that's afraid to come out, well, and you know what? Some people have multiple pets, and every animal is a characteristic of their personality. All right, and we talked about this. The pets will manifest not only your personality, but your ailments. So if you have a physical ailment, don't be surprised when your pet comes down with a physical ailment, because they are true unconditional love. They're wide open here, but they don't have any wisdom. Okay, they don't know how to keep it from happening. They're like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, and ultimately they're getting everything you're putting out, and they're soaking it up, and they can't do anything about it. So they're innocent victims here. So just be aware of that. I mean, again, you can tell, you go to the park and somebody's got an angry dog, well, guess what? Somebody in that family has got a lot of anger. It's usually the owner, but sometimes pets have multiple owners, depending on the household. Growth is all about self-evaluation. I think hopefully I'm getting that through to everybody. This is about looking at things that are going on in your mind, in your life, in your actions, in your manifestations, and then figuring out what caused it. Again, choose a role model. We talked about this earlier, and ask what would they do in the situation. If that helps, do it. I think it could help in a lot of situations. It doesn't have to be the most extreme example like Jesus. It can be a lot of different people. Some people see other people as closer to where they can achieve consciously, so pick something that makes sense. There's no such thing as failure, only transformation that results from growth. Well, we probably went over that one enough. So we're going to talk about some exercises now. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is for past experiences. Any thought of blaming self or others. Okay. So anytime you have a thought of a past experience that is negative, something happened to you, you did something to somebody else, you were in an incident, it could be physical, emotional, it doesn't matter. Any time that comes into your consciousness, that means it's not healed yet. If it's healed, it won't come in. It'll be gone. You have no attachment to it. Okay? You understand it. And it goes away. Okay, so the forgiveness exercise is strictly to say, I forgive, and better off to say it out loud. You can think it, you could write it, but better off to verbalize it. That's more powerful. So you can say, I forgive this person for this incident. Okay, and be specific as you want. Now, you have to remember, you have to forgive yourself. Because what's the 50-50 rule say? That you put yourself there. You have 50% responsibility for that experience, no matter what it was. So you can forgive yourself. You can forgive yourself for saying, look, I forgive myself for not knowing any better. I didn't have this information. I might have some karmic consequences with that person. And I forgive myself for the need to manifest it. Okay? It's easy. You do it enough times, and the ironic thing is these things will just go away. They won't come back in your consciousness. But it only happens if you truly understand what you're forgiving and that it was a necessary experience. If you can do that, then the experience, that consciousness, demanifests because you've cleared it. When you heal it, it no longer needs to come into your consciousness. Remember, every moment of every day is to help you grow. So everything that comes into your consciousness is important, and if you heal it, it goes away.